While the rest of the world willingly surrenders to sleep, a specific group of minds comes fully alive only after midnight. Society often labels them as undisciplined or lazy, completely failing to understand the complex machinery operating inside their brain. To understand the root of the midnight mind, evolutionary psychology points us directly toward the fascinating Sentinel Theory. In our ancestral past, a tribe where everyone slept at once was highly vulnerable to predators and immediate danger. Those who stayed awake until dawn weren't broken. They were the genetically designated protectors of the entire human tribe. Modern science confirms this biological setting through chronotypes, heavily regulated by variations in the specific PER3 gene. For a genuine night owl, the natural circadian rhythm is genetically and permanently shifted several hours forward. Their peak production of melatonin occurs much later, meaning their biology operates on a completely different temporal frequency. Beyond the strict laws of biology, personality psychology reveals a powerful correlation between eveningness and high creativity. The absolute silence of the dark provides an ideal cognitive environment for what psychologists define as divergent thinking. Night owls consistently score significantly higher on the openness to experience scale, flourishing in the absence of daytime noise. They are naturally drawn to complex, abstract concepts that require deep focus, untouched by constant digital interruptions. The controversial Savannah IQ interaction hypothesis even suggests a distinct evolutionary link between nocturnal habits and higher intelligence. It argues that more developed minds are inherently prone to adopting evolutionarily novel behaviors, such as conquering the night. Yet, the psychological profile of the midnight hour carries a darker, more complex layer within behavioral science. Some studies identify a statistically significant correlation between pronounced night owl tendencies and the dark triad of personality. The strategic quiet and cover of darkness provide a highly optimal environment for fast life survival strategies. However, for the vast majority of modern night owls, the reality is driven by an entirely different struggle. This modern phenomenon is widely recognized among psychologists as revenge bedtime procrastination, a desperate search for autonomy. It occurs when individuals feel they possess absolutely zero control over their stressful, demanding daytime schedules. They deliberately sacrifice their sleep, stealing hours back from the night just to experience a sense of freedom. It is a psychological rebellion against routine, a frantic attempt to claim uncompromised, sacred me time from the universe. But reclaiming this freedom carries a brutal emotional tariff, creating a chronic state known as social jet lag. This is the constant, painful misalignment between a person's biological internal clock and the rigid demands of society. During these late hours, the logical prefrontal cortex grows exhausted, while the deep emotional centers remain hyperactive. This specific neural state is precisely why midnight conversations become intensely deep, vulnerable, and sometimes profoundly heavy. Compounding this fatigue is the morning morality effect, a deep-seated societal bias that equates early rising with virtue. Cultural conditioning subconsciously views early birds as disciplined and pure, while unfairly dismissing late risers as sluggish or disorganized. This is a scientifically flawed misconception, because human productivity is strictly about cognitive output, not the sun's position. Intensive, focused work completed between midnight and dawn holds the exact same value as work done at 9 a.m. The night offers a unique, uninterrupted flow state where deep work can happen without the friction of notifications. Yet, night owls continuously internalize this systemic social stigma, mistakenly viewing their natural biology as a fundamental flaw. Living in a world built exclusively for early risers forces the night owl into a state of perpetual masking. They spend their mornings operating in a dense cognitive fog, expending massive energy just to appear normal. This constant friction depletes their willpower long before their actual peak productivity window even begins to open. They are forced to burn the candle at both ends, constantly battling chronic sleep deprivation for social compliance. When a night owl finally embraces their natural chronotype, a profound psychological liberation takes place inside their mind. They stop fighting their internal chemistry and begin designing their life around their true cognitive peak. In the quiet sanctuary of the late hours, they find a rare mental clarity that the chaotic day completely denies them. The night becomes an asylum for their thoughts, a place where the ego can fully rest without performing for others. This state of isolation allows for a deeper level of introspection, fostering a highly resilient internal locus of control. They learn to regulate their emotions away from the constant, overwhelming stimulation of modern daytime society. If you have a loved one who thrives in the dark, stop measuring their worth by standard morning metrics. Recognize that their internal clock is wired to a completely different, ancient, and necessary frequency of survival. They are not broken, nor are they avoiding life. They are simply navigating reality through their own biological design. And if you are the one who stays up late, release the unearned guilt of not fitting into the morning mold. Your value is determined by the depth of your focus and the integrity of your character, not by an arbitrary alarm. Trust the silence of your midnight hours, for it is often where your most authentic self is quietly built. The next time you find yourself awake while the world sleeps, accept the solitude as a profound psychological gift. Use that sacred space to build, to think, or to simply breathe without the heavy weight of external expectations. True emotional security means knowing exactly when your mind functions best and having the courage to honor it. The modern world may celebrate the dawn, but the night holds a unique wisdom reserved only for the patient. Loneliness at 3 a.m. is often just independence in disguise, a rare moment of absolute clarity before the noise returns. Guard that clarity fiercely because it allows your brain to reset and decompress from the daily matrix of chaos. You belong to an ancient lineage of guardians who kept the fire burning while the rest of the tribe dreamed. Carry that baseline of resilience into your waking life, regardless of what time your day officially begins. I'm Leo, and I hope this note brings a sense of peace to every late-night mind searching for alignment. Stop apologizing for your frequency, respect your biological rhythm, and protect your internal sanctuary. Decode your own mind, understand the evolutionary architecture of your habits, and never fear the dark. Sleep well when your time comes, think deeply while you are awake, and always stay grounded.